I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you're all having a nice Monday. My day's not going too great. Well, I mean, I only placed 2 bets, so can't be too bad. I only placed 2 bets, but I lost the first one, and the second one, I mean, I'm going to need 3 runs from the Padres here late. So looking like I might go 0-2. We'll see. Moving on to Tuesday, we got 15 games on the board, so let's go ahead and get into it here. Astros on the road in Pittsburgh, and I don't think 7.5 is low enough here for this total. Astros go on the road where they haven't been nearly the same offense. They've been a much better offense at home all year. We've talked about that several times. The Astros at home have been a borderline top 5 offense in baseball this year. On the road, they're a bottom 5 offense in baseball. That being said, they have been a little better as of late. So I don't know if that's necessarily still a thing, but on the road against Skeens, you'd have to think that they're not able to. I'm sorry, when I say as of late, they haven't been on the road since May 21st. So I just wanted to specify. But on the road in Tampa, they were somewhat formidable. But as a whole, this has not been a good lineup on the road. I just want to make sure I mention they haven't been on the road in a while. They had 3 straight home series, so they haven't been on the road in almost 2 weeks now. I would imagine Skeens should be fine pitching against the Astros, pitching against a bunch of right-handed bats. I mean, Skeens is pretty dominant against righties and lefties. Doesn't matter, but Skeens should be fine. Pirates bullpen's completely rested. And on the other side, I honestly think McCullers might pitch well also. He pitched well against the A's in his last start. I mean, I know it's kind of been an up and down, kind of a roller coaster for McCullers, but what I like is his main pitch is the slider, or it has been so far. He throws a slider almost 33%. It's his number 1 pitch. So, actually, I'll just show you guys on the screen. Now, keep in mind, he's only made 5 appearances this year. So, this is the only data from this season. So, we're talking about a super small... Whoa, that's... Screen is huge here. So we're talking about a super small sample size, but in the 5 appearances we've seen from McCullers so far, look at the number 1 pitch, slider, 32.8% of the time. The Pittsburgh has been awful against sliders. In fact, they're 29th in baseball against the slider so far this year. So you like that, but specifically the reason I'm bringing this up is look down here. Because he's a right-handed pitcher that throws the slider, lefties struggle against McCullers. That pitch breaks right in on their hands. It's actually right-handed bats that he has problems with, and the reason that could be significant is there's not a ton of dangerous righties in the lineup for Pittsburgh. Who are the dangerous right-handed bats in this lineup? McCutchen, he's like 78 years old. Canario, there's just no dangerous righties in the Pirates lineup. So as much as I think Paul Skeens absolutely deals here, I think McCullers throws a gem right back. So both bullpens rested. The weather, this is just neutral weather, right, Trevor? No wind, just a decent day in Pitt.
We got 82 degrees, wind blowing in from right field about 3 to 5 miles an hour, so nothing really serious. Just going to be a nice weather day.
I don't know.
Out by the Allegheny River.
I think 7.5 is too high still. I think this is a 3-1 baseball game. I think the Pirates probably win a low-scoring game, but rather than pay minus 142, I think 7.5 is still too high. So I haven't bet this or anything. I'm all ears. If you guys have suggestions, Toast.
I mean, first 5 under 4 at minus 120 looks really good to me. Again, I lose every bet that I place, so I'm not going to bet it. But, I mean, I've been saying for the last 3 starts that McCullers has been pitching much, much better. I mean, the strikeouts are going up, 8 against Seattle, 12 against Oakland, or the Athletics, whatever, 3 and 2 runs against them. And I would argue that both of those offenses are much better than the Pirates offense. So, and we know that the Astros can't score on the road. So it'd be first 5 under 4. Again.
All right, Trev.
Whatever.
Yeah, I bet Houston plus 131. McCullers been really damn good. I know it's Skeens Day going the whole yada yada whole spiel, but look at that. He's 4-5 with a 2.15 ERA. Like, he's not giving up any runs, but guess what? He gets no run support. Like, and that's trouble. And McCullers has been damn good. I know he's played Texas and the White Sox on the road, but are the Pirates really that much better than the Rangers or the White Sox? Not really. So, I mean, I think McCullers will be fine. Houston has been hitting a lot better on the road lately compared to what they did. So, I'm just backing them and McCullers to, just deal with Skeens, get through 6 or 7, and then have that bullpen. If they get 1 or 2 across on Skeens, I think that'll be just fine, considering the offense that Pittsburgh brings to the plate with every batter. So, Houston, money line, let's get it done.
Sports scientist Jacob is in the chat with his first 3 under. He's actually been doing well. I shouldn't say he's been doing well with those because I'm not tracking, but the few I've seen him give out have hit. So he likes that first 3 under. It didn't put a price or anything on it though, so I don't know what it's trading at currently. Let's move on to the next one. Colorado, Miami. Shout out to the Rockies' first 5, which was a great call by Toast that he didn't bet.
I was gonna say, who cares?
Yeah, so I saw the Rockies took the lead in the top 5th, and I remember Toast gave out Rockies first 5 at a nice plus price number. It's like a plus 165 or something. And I was like, oh, shit, yep. Toast got a good one. Went and checked his ticket. Like, oh, he didn't bet it.
Nope. Every bet that I gave on the show last night won, except for the 2 that I posted on the websites. So
undefeated in leans. So anyway, now I think it was Dom in the voice chat is big on this guy Dollander. He thinks he's a really highly touted prospect that could be a good starting pitcher in this league. Obviously, the numbers don't really support that, but we're talking about a young rookie pitcher pitching on the Rockies with that defense in that ballpark. I don't think you can really evaluate a young pitcher in his first year pitching for this Rockies team. I just think that's an unfair shake. You think he could pitch well here in Miami, Dollander, Toast?
I think he could. I don't trust him coming off injury in this first start. It would be over or pass for me. I didn't bet it, but I don't. Obviously, Sandy's just been absolutely terrible. I mean, if he happens to have a decent start, I mean, I guess so be it. But the only way I would look is over.
I completely agree, and this is one of the ones where today I left a potential win on the board because I said over or pass in this one today. There were 10 runs scored. It's really more of a play on the ballpark than anything else. I don't really love either lineup, but then again, we're talking about Dollander coming off an injury and Sandy Alcantara, who just, you guys know what's been going on with him. It's just not Sandy's year. Let's put it that way. 2 pitchers with high ERAs in a ballpark where we're seeing runs consistently scored. Yeah, over or pass for me as well. Also, I'd like to take a look real quick at the arms used for Colorado. Not that it matters. All their arms are terrible, but just want to take a glance. So let me refresh the page. Rockies. All right, so on Monday they used – okay, so they used their main guy, Agnos, who's now gone back-to-back days. Halverson, he's been one of their main guys all year, but he'll be available. All right, so the Rockies are actually a little bit short in the bullpen as well. Jake Bird is thrown back-to-back days, so I like over, and I like the Marlins. I can't play minus 180. Just give me the over. I'm considering betting this. Trevor, what do you think?
Yeah, over. Rockies team total over 3.5. I mean, Sandy's been fucking terrible. I mean, 6-5, 4-4, 5-7, 3-6, 4-2-2 this year. Like, he gets lit up, and that includes a 4 spot from the White Sox. I was debating playing his earned runs over 2.5 plus 110, but I'm like, you know what? You get the bullpen in there too. Just give me the half run for the Rockies. So over, Rockies team total over. Just kind of how I would just do this. But will I bet it? I don't know. Maybe. I'm tempted. It's sitting in my slip, but haven't fired on this game yet.
So far, the early money, and we're talking about slight here, has come in on the under. It opened up at a flat 8.5, and I'm seeing minus 118s, minus 120 for the under. So it looks like early action is coming in on the under. Not that we should really read too much into it at this point. Game doesn't start for, another 19 hours, so it really could be nothing. But I just think it's interesting. What I was looking for was, did this open up at an 8 and is now 8.5? Like, did we miss it? That's what I was looking for, and it's actually the opposite. It opened at 8.5, and it seems to be coming down a little bit. I think I like the first one. I think I like my Houston-Pittsburgh under better than this over. So as of right now, I'm closer to placing that Astros Pirates under than this. Let's move on. Cubs Nats. Okay, so what do you guys think of this? I have a graphic ready for this one. I didn't bet it, but I'm ready to pull the trigger on it right now if you guys are down. If you guys agree. Just wanted to make sure there's nothing I'm missing. You got Trevor Williams coming off a rare good start. You don't see many of those. Coming back home where he hasn't been good in this ballpark. It's beautiful weather here in the lovely city of Washington, D.C. Is the stadium in D.C.? I don't even know. It's around there somewhere. But I think you got the Cubs on the road. They're going to get 9 full at-bats at Trevor Williams and the Nats bullpen in beautiful weather. They're going to get to 5 runs, right? Team total over 4.5. Don't you think this will close at 5.5?
Probably not 5.5, but I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't hate it. I mean, the reasoning makes sense. I mean, Trevor Williams is absolutely terrible. So the fact that he had 6 innings of no-hit ball, that would make a lot of sense to me. So yeah, I don't hate that. It would be over or pass for me. I do think that this Washington offense gets an upgrade at home. And obviously they had one bad game in Arizona, but besides that, they had been pretty damn hot. So it would only be over or pass for me. But again, I didn't bet it.
What do you think of the Cubs team total over here, Trev?
I don't know why you would just isolate the Cubs.
Okay,
I mean,
that's actually a good question, and let me answer before you keep going. So let me pull it up on the screen, and maybe this is just I know the Nats have been scoring a ton of runs. They went on to Arizona, we're averaging like 13 runs a game. So I get it, the Nats bats are hot, but I want to pull it up, and this is why I held up on including the Nats in. So you look up here, Nats' recent offensive numbers, they look great, right? Their numbers against right-handed pitching, solid. This is a borderline top 10 lineup against righties in the last 14 days, 9th in WRC+. Overall, top 10 lineup in the last 14 days. Everything looks good. So why only isolate the Cubs side? Well, here. Haven't been that good in this ballpark. All the runs they've been scoring have been on the road recently. Now they're back at home where, I mean, this is a bottom 10. We're talking in last month, this is a bottom 10 lineup in baseball at home. And a day off with a change of location. I've talked about this. That's when I usually like trends to break. It's kind of like the bye week in football. Like whatever they're doing before the bye week, it's almost like take it with a grain of salt. Because a day off and a change of location. Is anyone going to be surprised if the Nats bats come out flat? I mean, keep in mind, this is a really bad lineup as recent as like 10 days ago. So it's not like crazy to think the Nats bat. I just think there's more uncertainty on the Nats side. Meanwhile, I think I have to swallow my pride and admit that I might have been wrong about the Cubs. This lineup is still dominant, and we're now into June. So the Cubs have a dominant lineup, and the Trevor Williams is terrible coming off a bad start. I like the over, too. I just think Cubs to get the 5 is safer, in my opinion.
Fair. It would be the over for me. I know Trevor Williams has been bad. Cade Horton, he's been fine, but against lefties, he's got almost a 300 average he's allowed on the road this year. I know it's arguably a small sample size here, only 5 innings or 9 innings on the road, but overall the season 282 versus lefties, and then you're going to send the Nationals got Abrams, Wood, Lowe, Garcia, Bell's a switch hitter, Hassel, and Tanya, Dalen Lyle, whoever the hell that guy is, and Keeper Ruiz is also a switch hitter. So everybody in this lineup can hit from the left side too. It's going to be like 83 degrees. It's going to be nice out. I would be inclined to just play the over in this game, to be honest. I think Williams is going to give it up, and I think Horton and that Cubs bullpen will have no issues giving up a couple runs to do their part to get this game over.
Yep, obviously I agree, but I just bet the Cubs. So I'm isolating the Cubs side, but I do not disagree at all with these guys' picks. I mean, the Nats have been hitting. I don't really know much about Cade Horton, if I'm being honest. His numbers don't look all that bad, but I don't really know much. We only have 4 starts of data here for Cade Horton. He's been all right, though.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably even play James Wood props, too. He's been an absolute heater. Homers, bases, hits, runs, RBIs. He's just been hitting everything.
Okay, interesting one here. I looked at this one for a few minutes earlier. We're talking, for those listening, we're talking Guardians, Yankees in Yankee Stadium.
Oh, Bybee? Damn, I thought it was Logan Allen.
No, it's Tanner Bybee against Rodon. Now, we all know the lead story here. So why don't we start with the lead story for this game. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the lead story is Cleveland's numbers against recent left-handed pitching. They are laugh out loud hilarious. And I think Charles actually texted me this. Like, have you seen this? So he texted me like a couple hours ago. This isn't crazy. Okay, so look at the recent lefty starters. Whoa, sorry. The recent... What is this? 1 second. So look at the recent lefty starters that the Cleveland Guardians have seen. Ready for this? Now, granted, we do have to cut them a little bit of slack. There's some very good names on this list. So they've seen...
They're all good names, pretty much.
Yes, but I mean, Rodon's been good too. But, okay, so there's...
Rodon's been fantastic. He's going to be twice on this list.
Right. So here are the lefties that Cleveland has seen. And, okay, yes, there's excellent names here. They've seen very good lefties. Look at the earned run column. Notice a pattern. Do you notice a pattern here in the earned run column? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2. Even the base runners, like, okay, are they getting unlucky? No. 2 base runners, 7 base runners, 4 base runners. This is actually a bullpen appearance here from Sean Newcomb. This shouldn't be on here. 6 base runners in 7 innings against Rodon. 4 base runners against Reagans. 8 base runners. I mean, they're not doing dick against lefties. This is awful. So how do you expect Cleveland to hit Rodon? I guess you could say, hey, they just saw him, but that was 5-6 weeks ago now. So that explains that half. It's the other side that I think is interesting, because I think we could all hold hands and agree, yeah, Cleveland's not going to do shit here. I mean, on paper, they shouldn't touch Rodon. But I think on the other side is where it gets a little interesting. This total's only at 8. We're talking about a home game, a Yankee Stadium with really nice weather, wind blowing out to left field. Well, not really blowing out, but blowing to left field. Beautiful weather for Judge to hit home runs. Only an 8 total? What's the implied team total for the Yankees here? They're expecting a low-scoring game. And that's another thing. Rodon's a lefty. You got wind blowing towards the left side, which should favor righty pull hitters. Should be easy to hit home runs for right-handed bats in this game. Toast, what do you think?
It would be Cleveland or pass for me. Didn't bet it, not going to bet it. But Yankees coming home from a West Coast road trip where they were in Colorado, Anaheim, and the Dodgers, and Sunday Night Baseball and traveling home. They just lost Luke Weaver because his hamstring's out. So now, I mean, you have Devin Williams and Mark Leiter and Tim Hill trying to close games for you. I think that Cleveland has a bullpen advantage. They can't hit, but I think that Bybee should be all right here. It'd be Cleveland or pass for me, but don't have the balls to bet it.
What do you think, Trev?
Yeah, just give me Rodon over 6.5 strikeouts, minus 130. Cleveland's just been striking out like crazy against lefties. I mean, Rodon, last time he played him, he had 8. I mean, he went 7 innings, 4 hits, and 0 earned. They give up a run off of an error, but they haven't been scoring. Maybe in a Yankees first 5, but Rodon over strikeouts I like, and maybe even over outs. Plus 150 to go 18 plus. Like Dose just said, Weaver's gone. Now you're gonna have Williams and Leiter trying to lock down games. I think they try to get as much as they can out of Rodon, and Cleveland can't hit lefties to save their life. Like it's pitiful. One off of Kershaw, and then again they didn't score a run. They got one off of Reagan's April 13th. So it's been an absolute struggle bus that they've been riding against lefties. So Rodon over strikeouts and over 18.5 outs plus 150.
I don't have a graphic for Rodon. For some reason, the text isn't working. So that's Rodon over strikeouts and over 18.5 outs. So Rodon to pitch well.
Yeah.
I kind of want to just take the over here. Like I said, there's wind blowing to the left side, should really help out righty bats. And although Cleveland hasn't done anything against lefties, and there's no data that's going to support Cleveland scoring runs here, I kind of think that wind's going to help them. And also, like, they can't be that bad forever. They did just see Rodon. I think we got on Cleveland to get a couple here. I'm not expecting a lot, but I think we can get on Cleveland to not get completely blanked by Rodon. Maybe scrape 2 runs across. And if Cleveland gives you 2 off Rodon, we're going into the late innings against a taxed Yankees bullpen. They could probably get a 3rd run. And if Cleveland's getting 5, we should get to 8. So I don't know. Over or pass?
I think Cleveland's going to score 5?
No, I'm saying if Cleveland gets to 3, the Yankees should get us to 8, which is the total for the game. So I'm saying over or pass. But I'm not betting that. Definitely not. rock at a hard place. One, how do you even look at the Philadelphia Phillies after their last game? Now, I will excuse the Phillies for 2 of those losses, and I will tell you which 2 the Phillies are excused. I actually want to bring them up on the screen because you see a bunch of losses in your row, and you're like, the Phillies are terrible. And believe me, if you're starting a Let's Hate Philadelphia parade, I'll be the ringleader. I'll lead the band down the street. I'm all about it. But 2 of the losses for the Phillies are excused. These 2 right here, let me pull them up for you. Okay, so here is the Phillies' current losing streak that everyone's talking about here. Why can't you see it on the screen? I don't know what's going on with my screen capture. I'll have to bring a new one in. Sorry, one sec. There we go. Okay, so here are the Phillies' recent losing streak, right? That's what everyone's talking about. This first loss is excused. It was the second leg of a doubleheader. The Phillies used all their bullpen arms earlier in the day to win this one. So this game was almost set up to lose. It was the second game of the doubleheader. They had no bullpen arms available against Chris Sale. So they're excused here. They're also excused here because you remember the Brewers were pretty much my favorite pick that day. This was a beautiful spot for Milwaukee. We got it at plus 125. It closed at plus 100. Philly was they didn't fly anywhere. I'm sorry. But the Phillies just played a doubleheader against Atlanta. Milwaukee had the day off, just chilling, waiting for that one. Fully rested bullpen. The Phillies were crushed. So these 2, they're off the hook. What the hell happened here? Because I don't know. Specifically this one. This was their game to win here. Phillies minus 1.5. I mean, I love that bet. I also had the Phillies in a money line parlay. This game cost me a lot of money right here. So, in my opinion, these 2 are what we need to be looking at. Do we let these do we overreact to these and say, hey, the Phillies might not hit Bowden Francis? Do we take it that far, Toast?
Look, Bowden Francis looks back to me. I mean, I don't know. He's faced 2 really bad offenses in the Texas and the Padres. So I don't really know what to go off of that. But yeah, I mean, Christopher Sanchez pitched well against the Blue Jays last year. I mean, 14 total innings, only 3 runs, 12 strikeouts, only 2 walks. So he hasn't been terrible on the road this year. He hasn't been like dominating either. He's been kind of average. On the road against Oakland, Colorado, Tampa Bay, and the Mets. I mean, the Mets start was only 2 innings, so you can kind of just throw that out. But he hasn't been terrible on the road this year, so I think it's a pretty steep price to pay with Philadelphia, to be dead honest with you. So I guess you could say I
kind of want to bet Toronto. But I mean,
I'm not going to, but yeah, it would only be Toronto or pass for me.
My initial thoughts were Toronto under. Somewhere in there. I think Bowden Francis could pitch well. And if you think Bowden Francis could pitch well, how does this game get to 9? Because Christopher Sanchez has been good, and I've been on the record saying I think the Blue Jays numbers against lefties are a little bit fraudulent. Actually, we just talked about this, if you remember. Hold on.
I do feel like the Phillies, there's a chance that the Phillies can get to Francis because they have that nice pocket of lefties at the top with Stott, Harper, Schwarber, and Keplers. So there is an avenue for Philadelphia to get to Bowden Francis. But again, it's more of a price thing for me. But I mean, what do I know?
So these numbers against lefties look excellent, right, for the Blue Jays. But if you actually look at their game logs, it's not really like that. I hate how everything's misshaped. But their game logs against lefties look a little bit different. They didn't really get to J.P. Sears. They absolutely smoked Jeffrey Springs and Jacob Lopez. I mean, 2 innings, 1 2/3, crushed them. Other than that, they haven't really got to lefties. So, in my opinion, there's 2 crazy data points that are skewing the numbers for the Blue Jays against lefties. So, I think under is probably the decision for me. I need to know if there's a...
I would wait. I bet you it gets to 9. It's already up to 8.5 minus 120.
I saw it was moving up. Also, I need to know if the roof is open because if this roof, I didn't realize the roof in Toronto made that much of a difference. When the roof is open and there's good weather, the ball just seems to fly there. What do you think, Jonesy?
Well, you got 73 degrees, wind blowing out to right center about 8 to 10 miles an hour.
Well, obviously that doesn't matter. Oh,
I'm saying no. That's the weather in Toronto anyway. So I mean, like it might be open anyhow. It's not terrible weather. 73.
I'm taking that under down though.
I still like the under. I kind of like Toronto money line too. So everybody go back Phillies -1.5. Because I can't pick a fucking Toronto game. So Phillies are broken. I mean, the Brewer crew just dismantled them. Absolutely, just broke their will to live right now. They're going to be in a slump. Toronto is starting to look a little better. I don't know what it is. They're on a little streak here. I can't wait for it to come crashing down and they go back to being dog shit. But it would be an under. I think Bowden will be fine. Chris Sanchez will be fine. Like you said, Sauce, like they haven't Toronto hasn't hit lefties, Springs and Lopez. Cool. Sanchez, I think, will be fine. And even if the roof is open, I still think both offenses are going to be a little rough. And I think both pitchers will be just fine. So I'll take the under with you. And I kind of like Toronto money line. So that's a red flag right there if you're a Toronto backer.
Yeah. I'm just going to put the under up. I'm not betting it, though, with the risk of the roof. And Spoon said the same thing in the comments, Trev. He said, roof status in Toronto isn't efficient, but it appears to fit the criteria for an open roof.
There we go.
So, yeah, if you like the over, I'd bet it now. So it's probably going to be bet up. If you like the under, you could probably get a 9 tomorrow morning or closer to the start of the game. Toast?
I don't have anything on this one.
Oh, you already went first anyway.
Yeah.
Angels, Bo Sox, Bayo. Man.
Dick Fitz. Good God, man.
Well,
over was free, just like I said.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, it means I tailed. Well, I actually didn't tail. I didn't bet it. But on the show, I picked Angels team total over. What Spoon said. Spoon took Angels team total over. I said, sounds good. I'll take that too. Toast took the over. All three of those would have cashed easily. I think we have enough data where we just have to accept that the Angels are an elite lineup on the road. I can't explain it, but for some reason, this lineup on the road just hits. And now we're in Fenway Park, a ballpark we know runs can be scored. You got very slight wind blowing out to left field. Brian Bayo, Brian Bayo hasn't been an absolute fade or anything like that, but
he's the same thing as Randy Vasquez. You got to ask one question. What's the question?
Lefties. Ooh, there's actually not many
Bingo.
in the Angels lineup, though.
Bingo.
You're going to fade the Angels lineup.
I'm not going to personally do it, but it would be Boston first 5 on the run line for me if I had to play this game. I'm not going to play it, but I'm not really I think Kikuchi could get torn up by 7 righties in that lineup for Boston tomorrow. Not to mention the fact that, like I just talked about, you have Bayo on the mound who, he's been kind of hit or miss this year, but to me, he's really had one bad start against the Braves. Besides that, again, he's one of these guys that isn't going to go deep into the games, but for the first 5, he should be all right. And he really struggles versus lefty bats, but he is pretty dominant versus righty bats, or at least way better. And the Angels have 1 or 2 lefties in that lineup tomorrow, possibly Shamwell, and maybe if Renfrigo bats from the left-hand side. And I think that he's been one of the worst, if not the worst, position player in Major League Baseball so far this year by WAR. So not really worried about Luis Renfrigo. So it'd be Boston first 5 on the run line for me if I had to make a bet in this game.
So I can't type anything in this stream. I don't know why. So the only bets I have are ones I have graphics for. So he likes Boston for first 5.
I'm sorry, Sauce.
It's all right. It's got to be over or pass, right? I'm not betting the 9.5. Did this open at 9.5?
Yeah.
So it's pretty much exactly where it opened.
Yeah, I think it's actually going to go down to
9. It looks like it opened juice to the under. It opened a -120 under 9.5, and that's where it still is. So it looks like it hasn't really done anything. I'll put the over up. How do you argue against an over based on what the Angels are doing on the road, based on this ballpark, based on the pitchers? I feel like everything points to an over. Isn't Kikuchi better at home as well? Isn't he a fade on the road? Yeah. Well, actually, no. Never mind. Scratch that. He's actually been pretty decent in his last 2 roads. So he pitched well at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, he hasn't been that bad on the road. Scratch that.
I was going to say his numbers are actually pretty much the same. As far as whip and strikeouts and all that stuff, it looks like it's pretty close. So
1-0 Padres. Trev, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know how you don't bet the over. It's a crazy high number. Kikuchi, not great. Boston's been decent versus lefties lately. Decent. They're looking a little better. And Bayo, he's been fine. He hasn't had a blow up game, but there's a team that's going to blow you up. It's going to be the Angels. I don't know what it is. They just
on the road. I don't know what it is.
I don't get it. They turn into like the Bronx Bombers or something. Like, I have no idea what the fuck happens to this team, but they leave LA and they're ready to play baseball. So it would be over or nothing, but I'm not going to bet this game.
Just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here with the Angels.
Can we just say though that if you take out, I mean, they played 2 really good series. If you take those games out, their numbers on the road are dog shit.
I was saying that I said that last night. I was like, the numbers are very skewed because they went absolutely nuclear over like a 5-game stretch. But still, I mean, they are second at WRC plus on the road in the last 30 days. You can see when you look at the Angels bats, overall, against right-handed pitching, but on the road, nothing but green. All right, let's move on to the next game. Brewers on the road in Cincinnati.
Another one.
Hottest team in baseball.
They gave me Brewers at plus money, and I just laughed it away.
Brewers only had like 5 hits in this game, Trevor.
Yeah, but the Reds
don't matter.
And they're one of those teams that if they score a whole bunch and then they don't score, they're not going to score for a week. That's just, we know this. It's like this.
It's a roller coaster ride.
I already bet the Reds.
No, you didn't.
Jesus.
Swear to God. As soon as McGill came in, I bet
I mean,
the Reds.
what am I? I mean, who am I to talk? So
They've had bullpen issues for the last 2 weeks. At times, it doesn't matter. They find ways to get it done.
No, they have not had bullpen issues during this hot streak. In fact, I haven't even really used their
bullpen.
usage.
Well, I should say usage-wise.
McGill's gone back-to-back. Uribe's gone back-to-back. Koenig's got back-to-back. If the Brewers have a lead late, they're going to need Nick Mears, Ashby, Grant Anderson to close it out. Not that those aren't capable arms, but the Reds have the significant advantage in the late innings. Plus, it's Hunter Green making a home start. I bet the Reds as soon as McGill came in the game. I didn't even know if I was going to win or lose my bet tonight when I placed it. But yeah, as soon as Trevor McGill came in to close out the game for Milwaukee, I bet the Reds.
It would only be Milwaukee for me. I get that. I get that Hunter Green's been pretty good, but he's also really not going deep into games. I mean, I'm just at a point where you have a team that in Milwaukee that saw him twice last year. They looked pretty good against him, and they continue to freaking win games. So I'm not gonna try to step in front of Milwaukee at close to even money, not even for a second. So it would only be Milwaukee or pass for me. I will give you that Freddie Peralta has been suspect on the road against really bad competition like the Giants, the White Sox, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. But at the same time, that these bats, I still think that they could get to Hunter Green, but we'll see.
What do you think, Trev?
Yeah, I grab Brewers at plus 104. I
think it's going to do the same thing as yesterday. They're going to close at 110.
Yep. Hunter Green's on the bump, so that's why you're getting such a good number. Freddie Peralta has this stigma of being a bad pitcher. He's been better this year. Last year, I'll admit he was a gas can. He was not good last year. It hurt to watch. But the Brewers, they find ways to win. The bullpen used up. So be it. Don't matter. We're playing the freaking Reds, who can't hit right now. And we had 5 hits, and we still won. Reds can hit right now. Give it to me.
I might think the Brewers might get shut out in this game, Trevor.
No.
Okay.
They had 5 hits tonight. What are you talking about?
No shot. They'll be just fine. I'm not worried about it. This is the hottest team in baseball. It's not even up for debate. 9 in a row, 11-3 in our last 14. Again, shout out to El Toro in the Discord for making that Brewer stink thread. They've been an absolute heater since then. And it's beautiful. He single-handedly saved the season. We're coming back. We're going to win the NL Central. Brewers are hitting. I know they had 5 hits tonight, but guess what? Cincinnati's not hitting. It's just
Reds have 5 runs the last 3 games. So
that's what I'm saying. You can't bet based on a 3-game sample size.
I'm not betting on it. I just know what the Reds do. They score for 10 days. They don't score for 10 days. So I'm not trying to figure out what day they score off of day 4.
And not to mention Yelich has been really fucking hot lately too.
Dude,
so
he loves Great American Ballpark.
Yeah, he does.
Diamondbacks on the road in Atlanta. Strider against Gallon.
This is a rock in a hard place.
Gallon on the road. Where's Gallon's got home away split significant this year, right?
Yeah, ass and more ass.
I guess you like the Braves then?
No, I don't. It would be over or pass for me.
You don't trust?
I'm not.
Strider's just like a fade right now.
I just think that you're getting. I mean, I just still think that you're getting numbers to him that because of his name. And I mean, again, short sample size, but even going back in the past, I mean, he's really not good at getting lefties out, and that's all we know with Arizona is just a whole bunch of lefties with power in that lineup. And then as far as Zach Gallen is concerned, it's kind of the same type of situation. Lefties with power bothering him, so you have guys like Baldwin, Olsen, Verdugo, Harris, all going to be hitting from the left-hand side. Doesn't really matter who's seeing Acuna. Acuna can hit the ball against anybody. It doesn't really matter. So, I mean, the only person I'm really worried about, I mean, Ozuna's been fine too. So really the only two bad righties is Austin Riley, who I know that he's not bad, but he just really isn't the same as once that he was, and Nick Allen. So I expect both teams to score runs here. I think that I think there's a 9 for a reason with Zach Gallen and Spencer Strider on the bumps. So yeah, over or nothing. And both these bullpens are meh.
What do you think, Trev?
Yeah, it was gonna be the over for me too. Gallon, he is better on the road. His ERA is down about 2.25 points or whatever, but he's still got him lit up. I mean, St. Louis hit him up for 4. The Cubs hit him up for 6, and then again, Mets 1, Yankees 0.
Yeah,
so I mean,
he had 2 good starts against the New York teams. That's what it was.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of whatever. But Arizona's offense, I think, is just fine. Atlanta's offense is heating up. Strider's still working back. And Gallon just not good. So, I mean, and like Toast said, the bullpen issues. I mean, Arizona's bullpen alone could give up 7 runs. So this over is never going to be dead. It would be over or nothing for me. I haven't bet this, but I'm tempted, to be honest.
I got 8.5. So if you play under 9, you probably should be good. Because it will be 9 soon.
I don't know. I'm not paying this price, but it would only be Braves or pass for me. It's just Spencer Strider's too much of a wild card. You can say like he hasn't made a home start yet. All 3 of his starts have been on the road. The last one in Philadelphia. Yeah, I'm not. There's no chance.
Got one, guys. Padres money line. Suck it easy.
What was the price on that? Wasn't that a good hit too?
Yeah, but I lost money because I played the fucking team total over. So
that's what I bet.
Really
I bet
it's not even a win. I'm just happy that there's some green that I can tell my wife that I did something right today. She told me to get a job today. There's no coming back from that.
Rangers on the road in Tampa Bay. Tyler Mahle against Drew Rasmussen. Oy. You're not going to see many 8s in this ballpark. What do we think? Are the Rays bats? Have they cooled?
It's a weather spot tomorrow. It's gonna be rain with wind blowing in 7 to 9 miles an hour.
Okay. But I mean, this ballpark is. But yeah, I guess there is. If it's rainy with wind blowing, it makes sense. Weird game then. Rasmussen has been lights out. Rasmussen hasn't let up an earned run since May 11th. So we're almost coming up on a full calendar month. Well, that's a little bit of an exaggeration. We're working on about 3.5 weeks here since Drew Rasmussen has allowed an earned run. In his last 3 starts, 18 consecutive shutout innings for Rasmussen. Not even a ton of, just 12 base runners too. So, I mean, dude is dealing right now against a Texas lineup that can't hit. So, I don't see any reason to trust the Rangers bats here. Corey Seager coming back doesn't really move the needle for me. He's been back a couple games.
They've won 2 out of 3.
Well, I mean, you trust the
Those
bats?
are outliers.
Well, I mean, you trust the bats?
It doesn't matter. I lose anyway. Rangers first 5 on the money line for me, plus 120. Tampa Bay is so feast or famine right now. They put up 13, they put up 1, they put up 16, they put up 0, they put up 2, then they put up 5. I mean, and Molly's been absolutely fantastic this year. Has the road competition been somewhat mediocre? Sure, absolutely. But again, it's just this offense for the Rays has just been so feast or famine, and you have Rasmussen, who I really do like, but sooner or later that dam is going to break. The Rangers have already seen him once this year, earlier a couple months ago. I think that there's a lot of value on the Rangers in the first 5 at plus 120 on the money line. dude, I'm. You can bet the other side. It's all good. Like,
It would only be Tampa for me here. I mean, the Rangers haven't gotten to a righty starter in forever.
I wouldn't let my plays stop you.
They did score. I have a couple games where they scored a lot of runs. The runs came off of Steven Matz late in the game in one of them, and in the other game, they came off of who? A guy named Grachefo and Svanson. They're not hitting the starters. What do you think, Jonesy?
Yeah, I already bet Rays minus 135. They've been hot too, right behind the Brewers. They're hot as hell right now, and given the weather conditions and how bad Texas's bats have been, yes, they won 2 out of 3, like Toe said, since Seager's back. They had 11 and 8 runs in 2 games. They got shut out in the other one. Other than that, a lot of zeros, a lot of twos, a lot of struggling offensively here. I'll take Tampa at home, no problem. Even given the weather, I think it's going to really just hinder Texas's offense even more. So I bet the Rays on the money line. I think they'll be just fine. They're at home and behind Rasmussen. So I think this is probably going to close closer to 150, to be honest.
Man, can't get 120s anymore in the first 5, I don't think. But so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the graphic says Rangers money line. It's Rangers first 5. I just don't have the capabilities. Yeah, I guess I'll put up Rays. Honestly, what I want to do is this over 8, just because of the ballpark. An 8 in this ballpark has been a gift. The Rays, I mean, in the last 2 weeks, this sounds crazy to say. In the last 2 weeks, this is the best lineup in baseball. I know, 2 weeks, who gives a shit? But they're first in WRC plus, 3rd against righties, 4th at home, and are getting an 8 in a minor league ballpark. I know there's 2 good pitchers on the mound, but part of me wants to say just disregard the pitchers and play the number in the ballpark, an 8. Yeah, over or pass. Can't find shit I like in this slate, man. What the hell? There was no line open for this one when I made the graphics. Still not. That guy Gibson Long is not confirmed as the starter for Detroit, so we got nothing here. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
It would be an under for me in that game. That weather's
over.
crazy.
Yeah, you're over it easy.
And I even called the inning. I said, didn't play the over. It's going to be 8.5 in the morning. It'll hit in the 5th or 6th. Bang.
Royals on the road in St. Louis. Lorenzen against Palante. Now, if you watch the show, you know that I really enjoy fading Michael Lorenzen on the road. It's been a pastime of mine for quite some time. His last road start was not good. Road start before that, he actually pitched okay. He actually pitched pretty well. The final stat line doesn't look all that great, but he pitched into the 8th inning in Houston. But he allowed 4 runs. But pitching into the 8th inning on the road in Houston is a great start. I don't care if you let up 4 runs. Road start before that was not good. Road start before that was not good. So basically, the point I'm trying to make is the Michael Lorenzen.
He went 6 innings, only gave up 1 run in Tampa. If you're going to give him credit for Houston, you got to give him credit for Tampa.
I accidentally skipped over Tampa. I went Baltimore straight to Detroit. Lorenzen, he hasn't been a complete fade on the road, but I don't trust this dude on the road against a Cardinals lineup that's been pretty solid, although they seem to be trending in the wrong direction also, or maybe they just ran into the gauntlet of Jacob deGrom and Jack Leiter. Toast, what do you think here?
It would be over or pass for me. Not that I'm in love with these Kansas City bats, but at the same time, Palante, I'm just not a guy that I trust him. I know that he's looked pretty decent on the road, but 5 of his last 7 starts have been on the road where he's pitched pretty damn well. But his 2 home starts against the Mets and Detroit really didn't look great. I will give you that the Mets and Detroit's offensively are a lot better than Kansas City, but I think Kansas City didn't score. Obviously, Kansas City didn't score very many runs the last couple of games at home. I think this is a good spot with good weather tomorrow that they can score. And then as far as St. Louis is concerned, I think they just ran up against some really good pitching in Texas, and now they're back home. Their offense has not been a problem for weeks now, especially against right-handed pitching. So it would only be over or pass for me.
Edwin Diaz is pitching to Ohtani with the game on the line right now, by the way. So
GG's.
I completely agree with that over. Beautiful weather for scoring. What?
Ohtani's grandpa or grandma just died too, so this would be a perfect send-off, walk-off for today. for him.
I'm betting this over. Yeah, beautiful weather for scoring runs. I don't trust either starting pitcher. I'm with it.
You actually bet it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet the over as well.
Wow, all right.
Yeah,
I'm not going to bet it for you guys, so you guys are going to be good.
I don't care if you bet it or not.
It's not a -5.5 basketball line. You're fine, Toast. There's no such thing as ghosts.
Oh no, but it will be 9 tomorrow, and they will lose.
Tie game. Ohtani flew out about 5 feet short of a home run.
Figure. Wind here tomorrow, 14 miles an hour out, 88 degrees to at first pitch. Palante 3.3224344022 this year. Giving up home runs too. You know he's a ground ball guy, but he's still giving up runs and home runs. And I know KC's bats are struggling, but I think St. Louis will be just fine versus Lorenzen. And then what Caglione or whatever just got called up. Maybe that lights a fire, sparks up Kansas City a little bit, and that offense gets going too. So over.
Yeah, let me just get this bet in. There's a couple -115s, and I just went to grab one, and it was disappeared in front of my eyes.
This game and the Atlanta game that I pegged, it's going to be 8.5. So you can get tonight. There'll be 9 tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it'll close to 9 also. I'm in. Got the bet down. Let me just share.
Cash for you guys in like the 5th inning.
I hope. I've been ice cold the last like 3 days. I need a nice easy winner. Other than the Brewers.
3 months.
My season's been like the Reds offense, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Mine's like the Orioles, just dog shit.
Speaking of the Orioles.
I don't know why that's not loading. But yeah, all right. Next game. Orioles on the road in Seattle. George Kirby. What do you think, Toast?
It's a really, really heavy price to pay with George Kirby, who didn't look good as all in his first 2 starts. So, honestly, like, as disgusting as it is, it would only be Baltimore or pass for me. I
don't think that's disgusting, honestly. I think that's a decent bet.
I didn't bet it, but it would only be Baltimore pass for me. Seattle isn't hitting. I mean, 3 of their last 4 games have went to extra innings because this team can't hit or they can't play defense to save their lives. And Kirby's been absolutely terrible. I know that obviously George Kirby's like one of my favorite pitchers, but everything I see goes to shit. So, he's been 8 innings, 8 2/3 innings, 13 hits, 11 runs. Versus Washington and Houston. It's just absolutely terrible. And Sagano, say what you want. Not only does the guy go deep in the games, he consistently puts Baltimore in a position to win baseball games how he pitches. So he had his worst start in his last 7 starts was at home versus Minnesota, where he went 6 1/3 and gave up 4 runs. That is by far his worst start. So on the road against Milwaukee, the Angels, and Washington, he was into the 6th or 7th inning in all those starts. So as long as he continues to pitch the way that he's pitched, I think there's a lot of value on Baltimore and Marlins.
Yeah, I can't disagree with anything you said. Sagano's been, the word to use is consistent as shit. Quality start after quality start. I'll actually bring it up on the screen. Like every single one of these. Here's Sagano stuff right here. So here's his game logs. Yeah, not that these are like ace 7-inning shutout, nothing like that. Not Tariq Skubal, but every single.
But if you took his name and picture off and the team off, and you said, "Do you want this guy on your team?" Yeah. Every single person in the league was like, "Yeah, give me that guy."
Yeah, this is consistent as hell. This is the bad start Toast is talking about right here on May 15th. He pitched into the 7th inning. Guys, if your starting pitcher is still on the mound in the 7th, I don't give a shit what the stats say. He pitched well. So he pitched in the 7th inning. That was his bad start, and that's kind of the point he's making here.
Can I make one other point to that too? Even like the other night when Tony Gonsolin got smoked and then he stayed in for 6 games, like the team values that a lot. Like I know that it's easy to be like, oh, he got torched, but no, he was able to fight his way through 5 innings to save the bullpen, to save them for a couple of days of pain. So there's a lot. That's a very, very good thing to have and a good quality to have as a starting pitcher.
And to make matters even worse, when you look at the Seattle side, the recent righty starters that they've seen, Seattle's offensive numbers don't look good against righties. In fact, they're bottom 10 in baseball in the last 2 weeks or the last 30 days or something. Seattle has some bad offensive numbers recently. And then you take into consideration the names on here. I mean,
I was going to say, bring those up.
Yeah, I mean, Bailey Ober's solid. I'm a Bailey Ober guy. He's a solid starting pitcher.
Yeah.
Chris Paddock, 8 innings, 1 run. Zebby Matthews. Trevor Williams, 6 shutout against the Mariners, 3 hits. Gusto, they actually got to Gusto. Adrian Hauser is on here, 6 shutout. Davis Martin pitched into the 8th.
Notice,
let's bet Baltimore.
I just, the only reason I have him is because I just can't. I suck. But besides, I mean, even if you look at like the Mariners, like the game against Gusto, aided by 3 walks. So it's not like they're getting a ton of help when they are scoring runs versus right-handed starters either. But there's a lot of value on Baltimore tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know. The Orioles bullpen.
And I'm pretty sure Colton Cowser comes back tomorrow, I think. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure I thought I saw Colton Cowser was activated as well. Or maybe his soon.
No, he did get activated. I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's playing in the game or not. He definitely got activated. I saw it on Twitter. I don't know if he's playing in this game.
Yeah, he was 6 for 11 with 4 doubles, 3 ribbies, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a stolen base in his rehab assignment in Norfolk. So he should be good to go.
What do you think, Jonesy?
Yeah, I bet Baltimore plus 144. Sagano, I think he's fine. Kirby has looked awful. He's given up 6 and 5 in his 2 starts here. And shout out Spoon. He did bring up a good point. Sagano was like a huge Ichiro guy or whatever. And now he's going to go to Seattle for the first time and pitch. I think he actually gets just a bump in that. Not to mention Baltimore's been, they've been hitting versus righties lately 3, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 4. The last week and a half they've been hitting and scoring runs. So give me Baltimore money line at this price. Like I get it's in Seattle where it kills fly balls and just suppresses runs, but Baltimore's been damn good. Seattle's looked like shit, and Kirby he ain't it right now. So took the money line.
Tanner Scott.
No, you're saying it for me. Go ahead.
Tanner Scott, 3rd pitch, double in the 10th. Mets up 3-2 with a runner on second, no outs. And it was
I'm the hater.
And it was Francisco Alvarez who hit it, who's been awful. He can't.
Didn't the Dodgers trade for Alexis Diaz?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be coming soon.
Then they need him badly.
The only reason they signed Tanner Scott, guys, is because he's the only person in the world that can get Ohtani out consistently. So they'd rather pay him to be shit than worry about getting out Ohtani. I'm just telling you. I've been
4-2 Mets.
Let's fucking go, boys. One more.
Oh, you have the team total over. Holy shit. All right. San Diego, San Francisco. No one's going to want to bet it here. I think this is a sneaky over. I know no one wants to bet an over with these 2 teams in this ballpark, especially after the game we saw today. No one on planet Earth would want to bet an over. Landon Rupp, always down to give up runs. I don't even know who Bergert is, but I trust the Giants' bats at home. The reason that I was a little iffy on it today, the Giants lineup, was flying back from Miami with no days off. That's why I didn't really like the Giants today. But now they're home, so that travel shit's over with. They're home. They're settled. Remember, the Giants have been a good home lineup this year. It's on the road where the Giants don't hit. So tell me we shouldn't bet an over here. There is wind blowing out, but it's still towards the bottom of it's not supposed to be nice run-scoring weather, despite the wind blowing out. This is a swirling winds ballpark. Jonesy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, 60 degrees first pitch, 11 miles an hour out, dead center. I have no idea who this Bergert guy is, and Landon Rupp. I think everybody knows I'm not a huge fan of his either. I know he's looked all right lately, but Padres can score. Giants at home, they look a lot better. You got wind blowing out.
Padres can score, you said?
Okay, maybe not as of late. But regardless, I'm with you. It would be the over, and if anything, it would be Padres money line, I think. But I feel better about the over than I do back in the Padres currently. So over 7.5 for me. Didn't bet this one though.
I think I might bet it. Toast, what do you think?
Giants money line, Giants minus 1.5, however you like it. The Padres have nobody to pitch the back half of this game. They're all dead. Suarez, 3 of the last 4 days. Adam, back-to-back days. Maury Home, back-to-back days. Estrada pitched today. it would only be the Giants for me. You guys know that I hate Landon Rupp, but now that my boy Hayden Birdsong has reclaimed his spot back into the Giants rotation, my hate for Landon Rupp has kind of gone away. And his last 2 starts at home, one really bad against Milwaukee, one really good against Oakland, but a lot of road starts. I expect him to pitch. I think that he can pitch pretty well against this Padres team that can't hit to save their life. And the reason that I like that is because that Berger's not bad. He actually has decent numbers. He's pitched a couple times so far this year, but he's not going to go deep into the game. And that's where, I mean, he's even in his AAA starts, he's only going max 5 innings or so for the most part. So I just don't understand who's going to close this game for the Padres. The only reason I didn't bet this is I don't understand why it's only minus 145, to be dead honest with you. But I think that the Giants are probably going to close around that 160 mark. So Giants are pass for me.
I like the Giants as far as a side as well. I just bet the over, and it looks like several sports books have already moved it up to 8. You can still find plenty of 7.5s, but I mean, if you are betting it, maybe grab it now because it looks like it might move up to 8. Obviously, that's not certain. Let's move up to Twins Athletics. We have no pitcher for the 8.
Soto, hell of a ground out. Always when I need you.
A's, we don't have a confirmed starting pitcher for the A's. So let's move on to the last game, which is happening right now.
Shout out to the Twins, though, for making me feel good.
Dude, the A's are the Toronto of the West Coast for me.
Dude, you guys, I was a little bit mad at you guys because I was gonna like put a full send on the Twins, and I was like, I thought I was
it's our fault.
I thought I was really missing something. I mean, I would. Yeah, it is what it is. But
Mets on the road in LA to play the Dodgers. Obviously, with the Mets being up 2, you would assume that this is the last inning. Usually 2 in extras, but you never know. Right now, what I want to look at is bullpen usage for tonight because I've been kind of casually watching this game. I've had it on the small TV up top. Diaz went, Stanek went, Kranick went, Bazabon went for the Nets. For the Mets. And what does that mean for them? You're not going to see Edwin Diaz tomorrow. Reed Garrett's available. Stanek probably available. Okay, so the Mets have everybody in the bullpen except Diaz. Dodgers have... So everyone except Diaz for the Mets. Dreyer, Trevino. All right, so the Dodgers bullpen is fine. Maybe no Lou Trevino, but who gives a shit, honestly. So pretty much both bullpens are okay, except no Edwin Diaz. What do you think of Clayton Kershaw here, Toast?
I want to back him, and I want to back the Dodgers tomorrow. Minus 140, minus 142. Yeah, 140 on Caesars. I haven't bet it. I don't know if I actually do, but I think that I think that I've seen enough. I saw him in person against the Mets. It was only 2 innings, but he looks like he's healthy and pitching well. I get that the Mets and Cleveland aren't offenses that are like super good or anything like that, but it's more of, for me, what I see from Clayton Kershaw, and he looks pretty damn good so far. So McGill on the road has been mediocre at best. I know that he had that really good start against Boston at home where he struck out 10 guys, but I mean, at this point, I don't really know. I think that start feels like an outlier to me. And not to mention, not that the Mets bullpen is going to be super taxed or anything like that. Like Sauce mentioned, most of those guys are going to be good to go besides Diaz and whatnot. But seeing them all, this Dodgers offense, seeing them all again, I think that helps as well. So, and with the Dodgers bullpen pretty much fresh, it would only be the Dodgers for me.
Yeah, a quick correction. Floorgasm in the comments says Brazoban pitched a ton of pitches. He did throw. I must have misread it. I thought it said 22. He actually did throw 32. So they might. Oh, what a play! Why didn't he run it out?
Because it's Mark Vientos.
No, he pulled his hamstring.
He's ready to go to Syracuse anyway.
He pulled his hamstring, bro.
Well, he was going to Syracuse tomorrow anyway. So.
All right. Yeah, I like the Dodgers here too. The Mets, I'm looking at the lefty starters that have pitched against the Mets. They got to Kyle Freeland a little bit. Really not even. They got to Carson Palmquist. Congrats. Other than that, didn't touch Grosset, didn't touch Max Fried, didn't touch Rodon. Maybe understandable. Those are great lefties. Now that I'm looking at it, those are really impressive lefties. So I don't know about Kershaw, but I do like the Dodgers bats to bounce back. Meatball McGill has been anything but impressive. I don't trust Meatball Miguel right now. He's not going deep into games. He kind of redeemed himself a little bit with a decent start against the White Sox, but that's at home in Citi Field, a pitcher's park against the White Sox. You look at his 4 starts before that, all shaky. Literally, on the road in Fenway, he got a lot of press because he had 10 strikeouts. Dude didn't even complete the 5th inning. So, Dodgers should score here. Sorry, apologize for that. The way to play this game, in my opinion, if you ask me, is I think the most confident angle is the Dodgers are going to score runs. So you either like the Mets to get to Kershaw and you take the over, or you play the Dodgers at the -143. I think personally, with no Edwin Diaz, I'm going to roll with the Dodgers. What do you think, Jonesy?
Yeah, Dodgers -1.5. Yeah, McGill, Kershaw's looked all right. He's been fine. His last outing was pretty damn good. And then you guys went over it. The Mets bullpen is absolutely cooked. Tanner Scott went tonight, so you don't have to worry about him coming in to blow the game late for the Dodgers. So give me the Dodgers -1.5. I mean, they always win games by multiple runs, or they just lose outright. Like, there's really no in between with this team. So give me the 1.5.
I will not be playing the 1.5. I'll be playing the money line.
Yeah, that home stuff is voodoo.
Yeah, to Trevor's credit, Dodgers only, I think, 14 one-run games out of 61, so they don't play one-run games. Right?
That's a shitload.
Okay.
That's 14 wins that would be losses. So instead of your record being like 30.
I didn't say they were all wins. I was just saying just one-run games in general.
Oh, okay. Well, you would, in order for the data to make sense, you would need how many one-run wins?
My guess would be they have like 7 or 8 at most one-run wins. That would be my guess.
So 7 or 8 one-run wins. The Dodgers have 36 wins. So your record goes from, let's say, 36-21 to about 500. So you would need to do the math, because 7 or 8 wins out of 36 wins is a lot. That's 25%.
Fair, but 9 times out of 10, unless they're playing like the Rockies or White Sox, the -1.5 is plus money to some extent.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. You would have to weight it against the odds.
We also know that the Dodgers -1.5 has been a thing for multiple seasons now.
Yeah, but do we actually keep up with it? Because I know the last couple of years it has been a thing. But all right, everyone, thanks for watching. Hit me up in the Discord if you need me. I'll be doing college football stuff. Yeah, it's early, but it's getting late. I'll show you guys what we've been working on if you guys want to check it out real quick. Where the heck? I don't know what's going on with my broadcast. I'm missing some of my main tools here. But yeah, so I just been running through some stuff here. It's like I said, it's early, but it's getting late. It's almost that time. College football.
Six of the 36 wins for the Dodgers have been by 1 run.
Okay, so 6 of the 36 wins. So you would have to do the math. 6. So your record betting the Dodgers would be 36-23 or 30-29, which would be about 500. So you'd have to do the math.
Fair enough. Still up though. I mean, obviously, like the -180s and shit when they're playing the Rockies and White Sox is different, but
a couple people asked about the Tigers White Sox. The pitcher's unconfirmed for Detroit. It's Shane Smith. We don't know who's pitching for the Tigers yet. There's no lines open. So we'll talk about it tomorrow.
I will say, when that line opens, I'm going to bet the under. We know Shane Smith really good. Wind blowing in from left field at 18 miles an hour tomorrow. And then versus righties, the last 2 weeks, where are they? The Tigers are let me pull this up. They have not been sharp. This is roughly last week, May 19th. Since then, versus righties, they're sitting 29th, right ahead of Colorado with a 68 WRC plus, a 29 strikeout rate and a sub 200 average. Like, they have been hitting, and Shane Smith has been damn good. So maybe I'll take a first 5 under. But one way or another, I'll be in an under in that game.
Everyone enjoy your night. Betting league stuff, give me about 20 minutes. Now, because I forgot to post the announcement for the betting league, if you didn't submit today, you won't lose units. So the Dodgers just made it 4-3, by the way. Base hit to lead off the inning, so we might see an 11th. But But yeah, you won't lose units if you miss today because I usually send out a reminder I forgot. So if you didn't get in on today, you still can start at 0 tomorrow. You won't be like way behind or anything. Normally, if you miss a day, you start 0-4 minus 3 units, and you'd be in a tough spot to catch up. That's not the case this week. You start at 0. So new league will be up. Give me about 25 minutes on that. Hit me up if you need me. Bet responsibly. Yeah,